you found LB with the monthly sales shot and a very good friend of mine. Ever since I saw him in an Uncle Sam uniform, I've just wanted to hang out with this guy. Ryan O'Hara is joining me today. And in
What's up,
fact,
LB?
I think it's a great place to just go ahead and jump in and get started. I know more and more people will join us as we do.
Okay.
But before I share slides and all of that, Ryan, tell the good people about yourself.
Hi, everyone. I'm Ryan O'Hara. Many of you probably have seen me on LinkedIn and blocked me because of my videos and my Muppet-like haircut. I'm going to be real with you all. This hair, it's very real. Pantene Pro V,
Talk
baby.
about the Muppet haircut.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I grew up as a big fan of the Muppets. I think that they help bring people together and bring a lot of joy, and so I mimic my lifestyle off of that. Um,
Do you have a
it also,
favorite Muppet?
yeah, I'm definitely partial to Kermit. I mean, Kermit's the leader. You know what I mean? I look at Kermit and he has leadership qualities, and that's what's really important. Like I want to follow Kermit into battle.
You're
So,
cracking me up. All right, tell the
um,
people for reals what you're doing here and how
yeah,
awesome.
yeah, sure. So, I am someone that thinks that in real life, sales pitching today has gotten really, really weird. It's gotten really automated. There's not a lot of personalization. There's not a lot of human to human selling. And I'm hoping today that we can uncover and go through some ways to fix some pitches with you and put yourself into your pitches a little bit more. I'm the CEO of Pitchfire, and we're a B2B marketplace where businesses can pitch professionals and pay them money to answer their sales pitches. So if you're looking to do some prospecting and you don't get responses, we can facilitate and allow you to go pay people to respond to you. If you want to have good responses, listen to the stuff Lauren Bailey and I teach you today.
You guys, I couldn't believe it when I learned this model. I was like, wait, what? Seriously? And so then I went and tried it. And I'm a believer. Gosh, a couple months ago, I did a poll on LinkedIn saying, what would you pay to guarantee that you could actually get a meeting with your ICP?
Yeah.
And the winning answer was over $500. And that's exactly what Pitchfire does. People sign up because they know they'll get pitched. And since I've signed up, it's great. I just hit this button that Ryan gives me when I get pitched that says, hey, if you want a real shot, pitch me in the Pitchfire system. And guess what? They pay me to get pitched. And when they do, I show up to the pitch. In fact, Ryan, are you open to sharing just real quick? I promise this whole thing isn't an advertisement. Y'all, we're going to show you real pitches. Somebody's going to win $500. Okay. But people like, what's the response rates different? If I'm just emailing people or LinkedIn messaging people or doing it in Pitchfire?
Yeah, so
Share.
right now, if you go talk to the typical B2B sales team, whether they're doing enterprise sales or across all the different verticals, the average chance of you getting a positive response for a prospect that yields a meeting is 0.4%. That's going off of several sales engagement providers too. So it's a pretty good sample set.
And I don't think that our audience today is shocked. Like we are living that pain, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it used to be 10%. Now it's like a tenth of a, oh God, that's painful. All right, so what is it on Pitchfire? Come on.
On Pitchfire right now, the average user that sends a pitch in will hear back from 60% of the people that you pitch. And 50% of them will book into a meeting with you. So if you're feeling a little frisky, you want to feel some of that heat and spice up your August.
And if you don't want to try it and you're not willing to pay for a pitch or your boss isn't willing to pay for a pitch, we're going to show you real pitches. We're going to show you the good, the bad, and the ugly and how to fix your pitch right now. So welcome to this month's Factor 8 sales shot. I have a special guest who's just introduced himself as Kermit. Let's get rolling. If you haven't been with us before, let me just give you a brief introduction to who we are. My company is Factor 8. Now you see me in a great big Girls Club t-shirt because we're really excited about our Girls Club programming that is launching through the end of the year. I'll tell you more about it as we go. But my first baby is Factor 8, and we do rep training. In fact, we win all kinds of awards for it. BDRs, AEs, account managers, customer success, even sales engineers, full cycle ISRs. The key is though, you're not getting on a plane and going face to face. That's old school selling, and that's who we compete against. So don't let your folks bring in that training. Get the stuff that's for virtual. What you're going to see today is our fast-paced sales shot. So we're going to get through all this content in 30 minutes, and then we'll answer your questions and show you cool stuff in the last 15. We get back the gift of time. We move fast. We do it every single month. Please join us. If you go to factor8.com/shots, you can sign up for our next 3. Always free. We do rep topics, we do manager topics, we do enablement topics. But I want to be really clear, what we do is fun edutainment. You're going to get some tips and you're going to have a good time with us. You're going to have some ahas, but that does not translate into you being able to do it on the phone afterwards. For that, you need real live actual training. And Ryan, you know me and my soapbox about videos aren't training, right? Like, I am a training snob. It's true. I mean, obviously it's my industry, but it just doesn't work. Like, I hope that you keep coming to these, but I hope you actually go take the classes afterwards. And my job is to make that easy for you. So what we're talking about today is all in the Factor 8 online class called Planning for Prospecting. It is sitting in the sales bar, which is super easy to get to. You can find this class, buy it, and get 30% off by going to factor8.com/planning. So if you don't get to stay for this whole webinar, or you love what you hear, and now you want to go build your own and become a master and get these results, go there. This class is also part of our 6-pack. We're pretty punny. We think the bar stuff is fun. There's 12 packs too, to be clear. But then we have a subscription, and I thought we should have called it a keg, but I guess that was just taking it too far. I got voted down on that one, Ryan. But this 6-pack is all about making it happen too, and you can get 30% off of that. So it's not just the pitch, then it's the message and the voicemail and the first call and getting them to talk to you. So I'm just going to brag for a second about results so you don't think I'm lying. Go take this class and see results like these. Longer calls. What if people actually called you back? What if you could increase your close rates by over 20%? What if you could produce a record number of meetings? What if you could double your ACV? So that's what our friends did at Unitrends, Sage, and all right. Done with the commercials, but seriously, invest in yourself and go take this. Thank you for being here. Now go do it right. Are you ready? Shot number 1, I'm going to talk about the number 1 reasons that pitches fail. And before that, Ryan, I'm putting you on the spot. Like, you got to do it in 1 sentence. Why do most pitches suck?
I think the worst thing that people do is they talk about themselves and not enough about the pain.
Mic drop. Okay. Email's not where you sell. Voicemail's not where you sell. LinkedIn's not where you sell. The conversation is where you sell. And if you're trying to get a conversation by selling over email, yeah, it's just, that's all there is to it. So here's a little insight for you on this. In fact, this stat has gone up since I built this slide. Buyers choose to work with people who add value, right? And you don't add value by talking about yourself. You add value by talking about them. What percentage? Let's do our first pop quiz. Get your chat fingers ready. Open up the chat box, please. Guess the percentage of buyers who go with the rep who was the first to add value. David on the board. Hi, Kimberly. Thank you for joining us. Sandy, hello, lovely. Nice to see you too. These are high numbers. Hi, Evan. This is great. Glad to see you. Evan is our intern, ladies and gentlemen. You can see him doing YouTube shorts for us online at the Factor 8 channel. Get in there and subscribe. Around 70%, Maza's saying. Brian's got the $1 answer at 57, 74. And in fact, I've seen 82 as an answer as well. So Danielle, Monique, well done. You guys are smart. You let's get those answers right. It's good to see you back.
Let me try some word. What are some ways you could add value?
Yeah, right. Well, we're going to talk about that. Like, and it's different for every person. This is why they have to put more of themselves in it.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So, Ryan, here's something that my shot number 2 is exactly what you said. Make it about them, not about you. Right. So my little shot graphic here isn't what's your poison. It's what's their poison. And you know, what's funny is I talk about this even with my little boys. You know, last year for Mother's Day, one of them got me a giant teddy bear. And it was the sweetest thing in the world. But I had to sit down and say, Cameron, sweetheart, did you buy this for you or did you buy this for me? Right? Thank you for thinking of me. But is it possible that you wanted that teddy bear? Right? And you bought me what you like? And right. So we're always thinking about ourselves as reps and our quota, and it comes off as quota. And it's just such an obvious pitch. So we're going to play a little game called Them or Me. I went and grabbed actual LinkedIn pitches, which took me all of 10 seconds because there's 800 every single day. Quick glance, put it in chat. Is this message about them or is it about me?
I almost want to attempt to read it in Kermit voice.
Oh my God, it's so fun. Yikes, long is right. And it's all about them. In fact, Ryan, start reading the second one.
Lauren, I was wondering if there would connect in chat sometime. Maybe I could be helpful in connecting you to investors or expanding your runway. Ugh, that's as long as I can come.
Perfect voice.
I got it down. I got it down. I tried. Yeah. Wow. The first one's totally about them. I've built a number of relationships with different types of investors in my firm. Success Software helps companies develop custom software. So
I was personally a customer. I led the product.
Yep.
Right. Yeah. It's all about them. So this one, it's a little better.
Would love to know something, Lauren. If you can increase online traffic 75% in 10 weeks, 125% in 8 weeks, or 300% in 5 weeks, how would that help your business? And no, these numbers aren't made up.
It is a little better, right? So it's still kind of about them, but they did it based on my business. So this is them adding some value to me. It's also a lot shorter, so not bad. So now we're going to look at a real Pitchfire pitch. So in preparation for this, Ryan and Maza and the team, right? They've been collecting all the pitches sent through Pitchfire, and we're going to award one as the winner today. So let's take a look at this real Pitchfire pitch. I wasn't supposed to show you that it was a billboard over top of it. You all are probably clued into the fact that I don't think this is a great one. Sorry about that. Let me go backwards.
Okay, that's all right.
Right. Folks, it's a very long paragraph all about them. Is that fair, Ryan?
Yep. Yeah, definitely. It's you can kind of tell, you know what starts this, I think people get in the habit of using the pronouns like we and I at the beginning of a touch, and that could get you into the sinkhole of talking about yourself.
100% true. When I was 21, I moved to the Netherlands. And I did an internship and I worked there and lived there for about a year. Also brought home a husband. That's a very different.
I didn't know that. That's cool.
It's true. Yeah, it's true. But when I was working for this company, my job was to help launch a new World Trade Center on this cross-border region between Holland and Germany. Really, really cool strategy. Well, as I was reaching out to companies to try to get them to talk to me, I was trying to explain what I was doing. And the Dutch are really laser focused on this. I got a dressing down because back then you actually typed a letter and each one of them started with the word I. And I just got nailed on it. And that's exactly what you're just bringing out here as well. So this one isn't even a message. There's no greeting. It's just a copy paste of a billboard, folks. And if your messages look like this, let's stop.
One thing I wanted to add. Oh, go ahead. Sorry. I was just going to add something, but it's okay. Go ahead.
No, it's all right. You want me to go back?
Yeah. Go back for a second. The only thing I was also going to add is I always like to think about it like, do you remember the old tall tale about John Henry versus the railroad steam thing? There was this old story about this guy that laid down more railroad track than a machine could. And it's like an old tall tale. It's like an American hero thing. But in sales, you're John Henry. You're up against the big marketing machine. That's a good way of thinking about it. Do I want to just spout marketing messages off at people? That's what marketing's doing. Trying to cast a wider net. You're a ninja going in and picking one person at a time. And that's how the best pitches work.
I love that, right? Because if we're just sending billboards, we can be replaced by marketing. Our job is to meet people one-on-one, understand their situation and their goals, and to help solve that for them, right? Selling is helping profession for sure. All right, so we've been making fun of what bad looks like. Let's take a look at what it should look like. And because these are sales shots, I'm just going to ask you straight up, as you look at these shots, which one looks easier? Right?
Yeah.
If Ryan, if you and I are going head to head on tequila shots, I'm picking the one on the left. That's the only way I'm going to survive.
I'm starting to see double.
Right?
Yeah.
It's no good. So smaller is better. I'm going to give you 3 options over the next 3 slides. You guys are going to tell me which one is the Goldilocks at first glance better pitch. These again are straight out of my LinkedIn. Here we go. Option number 1. Option number 2. Option number 3. Give me a number in chat, everybody. David, first on the board again. You got quick fingers, my friend. David, number 2. Kimberly, 2. Evan, 2. Sandy, 2. It's the Goldilocks, right? I mean, let's be honest. This first one, that's a little creepy. We can do better than that. And the third one is his entire sales pitch.
It took me a second to realize that was just all one message. When I saw it, I was like, what?
Like, you can't even scroll to capture it in LinkedIn. That won't give you enough room. And I've got big ass screens over here. Yeah. So come on, folks, right? And this happens all the time. When I see my LinkedIn box, when it looks like this, I go straight past it. And I do the straight past the, bumping you to the tops and hello and where have you been and why aren't you answering these too? And I read the Goldilocks pitch. So here's what good looks like. Okay. There's an actual greeting and signature. It's not a copy paste of a billboard. It is short. Think about the small shot. And there's white space. You know what I mean by white space? Does that make sense to you, Ryan?
Yep.
Yeah, like it can't just be one massive paragraph every day. No one's going to read that shit. Bullet points, very important. Anywhere you can infuse some personality. Emojis work. What else can you do? Is there a joke? What can you do to infuse some real person stuff? And then you end with a question. And I'll talk about the content soon, but it's got to entice me to read it, because my favorite thing to do is to look at my inbox and bulk delete. Do you do that too?
Yes.
It just makes me feel better about the number, right? There are 98 unread messages. Oh, well, I only have 5 minutes before a meeting, but I can get rid of 50 of them. And that's what I go and do, right? And it's all based on how it looks. So here's another real Pitchfire pitch. And I'm just circling, hey, nice job. I think that there's not enough white space or bullets. There's no greetings, but that's a lot of personality in there. That's like, well, honestly, it's like the text that my 12-year-old sent me.
You're just decoding it. You're like, what does this mean?
Yeah. David is asking, is it too much? Maybe, but it got my attention. So if I had this many in there and I had some bullet points and some greetings and I ended with a question and I cut the words in half, I'd say, well done. Could you get it done with 1 or 2? Yeah, it looks a little juvenile at first glance.
One of the tips that I've heard that works very well is making your pitch in the shape of an F. If you do an F shape, so your eyes track in the shape of an F and it's easier to read.
So I've heard that about tracking top left,
it's
top
left
right,
right,
left, bottom right, like you hit the corners and maybe that's the F, right?
Yeah.
But with today's attention spans, we give up before the F becomes an E.
Yeah.
So I think this one looks good. This is semifinalist number 1, in my opinion, of these pitches that came over. Since I built the slide deck, I get to.
Yeah, you get to
you've just officially become semifinalist number 1. So take a look at this. There's some white space. It's not too long. I want to read it. It's personalized. So by the way, these are from Pitchfire. These aren't to me, so they didn't get my name wrong. Right? I took out company names through here. I like that it's ending with a question. What do you think, Ryan? Does this look good?
I think it's very, very easy to read. I almost want to read it. I'm like, I wanted to just read it out loud because it's like so readable compared to the other ones we looked at before. And it ends with a question, which tells me that like it yields a response that's like gonna like the easiest way to get a meeting is to ask for it.
Bingo. In fact, you want to even ask a closed question, a very easy to answer closed question. And we'll show you some more examples. All right, so we're going to talk about what makes it good in terms of content. Now, we've talked about just getting it read. Now let's talk about what goes in there, right? And this is important, ladies and gentlemen. Like one shot at a time. What I mean here is we need focus less on conversion and more on conversation. 90% of the pitches we see, it's like they're trying to close it, right? You're coming right in, trying to get all the way to home. I'm hitting a home run. Hi, you just met me, and you're going to whip out your credit card, and I'm going to close you. Pitch. And instead, let's take one base at a time. And to do that, remember, you're not trying to sell over your email or your pitch. You're trying to get a conversation. When we go into this, trying to focus on conversion, right? Hey, I think you're probably looking for an app. And we do all of these things. And here's all the reasons you should pick us for it. Your total addressable market is this. It is the people who you accidentally bump into who are actively looking for an app. Oh my God, thank God you called. I've been waiting for this email. It just so happens you found the 1 to 3%. That's the stat of people who are actively ready to buy right now. That's it. 1 to 3%. So what you want instead is this group, okay? Instead of focusing on why they should buy you and assuming they are looking for you and you're just out there trying to cherry pick the ones ready to buy, you want to engage in early stage conversations, right? You want to identify potential buyers and be the first to add value. Okay, so quit talking about the sale and why to pick you and start asking questions about their situation that maybe they're in that 70% who are open or considering thinking in the future about a sale, not I'm ready to buy right now. Okay, so engage in early conversations helps you identify the early stage potential buyers and then be the first one to add some value. And guess what? About 80% are going to then pick you. Brian, what do you have to add to that?
I kind of feel like when I'm sending prospecting to someone and I'm trying to get a response from them, I think about how I make relationships with people in real life. And if you go through all the people that you've been friends with your entire life, usually you start with small talk, you find common interest, and then you get to the feelings and emotions. And that's when you're kind of becoming friends and, braiding each other's hair and watching, playing with Ouija boards at a slumber party. Um, I feel like there aren't enough sales reps that are doing that with prospecting. And that's kind of a part of
Braid
like,
my hair.
yeah. What like braid your prospect's hair. That's what I'm looking for. There's different ways to add value, but that's what it comes down to is braid your prospect's hair. There's all kinds of cool stuff you can do.
Yes. And I'm going to take this further. Like, if you didn't braid hair and have pillow fights and Ouija boards at slumber parties growing up, I'm sure that you would understand the dating,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Folks, you can't get home unless you get on first. Quit trying to get home before you've even met this person. Let's try to get a first date.
Imagine if we went on a date and all I did was talk about myself. Wouldn't you be like, I don't even want to talk
I've
to
been on a lot of those dates.
Yeah.
Are women as bad as that as men? Like, have you been on a lot of dates where the women just talk about themselves?
I haven't been dating in like, I don't know, 11 years, 12 years, but I've been on some bad dates.
That
But
is
it's
what
the
this
same
feels
thing.
like in the sales process.
Yeah. Look at this. You just queued this up. I didn't even know you had this slide. Look at this. It's incredible.
Boom. This is the same as dating, but let's take a look at some more real Pitchfire pitches here. Okay.
Okay.
So the focus is stop selling your product and start asking questions about their situation. Here's a real pitch. Boom. Asking a question. There's 3 questions in here. Not bad. I also see some greetings. I see some personality. All right. There we go. I like that. We're heading down the right situation. I want you to compare that to this. We have 2 solid paragraphs of talking about myself over dinner. There was a little personality, a little personalization at the beginning, but look at that difference, folks. Yeah, one was much better.
Do you know what this looks like? To keep it back in
Um,
Muppets, that looks like what Beaker would say. Doing me. Just saying.
I forgot about Beaker. Remember Pigsy's face?
We should in chat, if there's too many Muppet references and you're out of the loop or you're not someone that was a child once, let me know.
Right? I think you have to be a child in the 80s. I like it. Yeah, number 2 would get ghosted if it was a date, 100%. 100%. All right. So let's talk about how to have a good date. How to get that first date. We've done the what it looks like. We've done what it shouldn't look like. We've done what the focus should be, but how do you do it? That's what we like to focus on at Factor 8. Like, let's get really tactical here. I like to see these things in. And Ryan, you're going to tell me if I've forgotten one or if you disagree, but there's some sort of personalization. What's the goal of that? It says, I know you, right? It's not a copy paste. It is at the very least your name, but hopefully something else that's a little personal. Okay. Then there's some layer of credibility. Credibility can be very short, folks. It's not 3 paragraphs of talking about yourself. We've talked about personality, something that adds value. It'll be the promise of value in talking to you, or it could be a nugget of value you're adding right now. And then we're going to end with that question. And I think it should be a closed question. We'll talk about that in a moment. Anything right off the bat you think I'm missing, Ryan?
No, but you could also, some of these things can be merged into one sentence too. You can establish credibility when you give your value away. Like there's some cool stuff you can do there a little bit, right?
Yeah, because the shorter the better.
Yeah.
I've got a second semi-finalist that I think does this well.
Okay. Hey, what do you like? What do you do for webinars? We do for, what you do for webinars, we do for in person.
Boom. Now that says, I know you. I understand your business, right? What you do there, I do here. So boom, I get it. All right, cool. Right? I'm a co-founder. There's some credibility. Here's what we do. All right, I get it. I understand what you do. It feels a little much, but here's my value, a 17% increase in lead to operate. Follow up in 3 to 5 minutes. All right. And it's ending with a question. Interested in a quick chat. What do you think? How does this one do?
Yeah, I think it fits a lot of these things. I wish I knew what the company was because I assume they're a webinar software company, right? That's probably what they're doing in this case if they're doing that. The credibility is really established too. You probably, it's funny, I know who wrote this, I think. I probably wouldn't add, I think the third paragraph could be a little shorter, but it's okay. Like it's still showing like, I know my stuff.
Yeah,
so
I have to
it
agree.
shows credibility. Yeah.
Yep. I have to agree. It's good. All right. So I want you all to chat this in too. I want you to tell me what you see that's good. I want you to tell me to see maybe what's not so good. Here's our next semifinalist. I've circled this paragraph 3. The reason we've reached out to you is because we've noticed you've had a lot of large enterprise companies listed on your website. And we've seen customers like, I bet these were on their website, Fivetran and Vanta, expedite large 7- and 8-figure deals. All right. So if you were to work with us, this means new budget approval wouldn't be required to close. We provide all of this. You could probably get rid of that. Would you be interested in a discussion? Sandy, yes, I like how they made that connection too in number 2. Nice job. So this isn't bad, right? I'll tell you, I wish it was a little shorter.
Yeah.
One of the things that we're seeing in the difference here, and I'll get into this again in a couple slides, is these are Pitchfire pitches. Now, the difference between a Pitchfire pitch and a LinkedIn pitch is that you've gotten permission to pitch. It's that they're expecting you to actually tell a little bit about yourself. They've agreed
Yeah.
to looking at your profile and considering you as a first date. Whereas everybody else, we got to be even shorter and less about us. We got to be even sexier to catch attention for our profile, if that makes sense. So I like that about this. So Dell, little about themselves and more about how they can help me. I think you nailed it. Nice work, Dell. Right? This is literally what we could do for you. Now, obviously, it is an advertisement for them, but it's not a list of features. It's how we would function. Ryan, any last words on this?
Note at the end too, they ask. That's the other part too that's really good about this. Like you just gotta ask. I see so many people don't ask for anything at the end of an email. It's like, what are you doing? Or an end of a pitch or a cold call or anything.
Exactly. So let's talk about this last question, right? In a lot of them, it's, are you open to a chat? Or can we have feedback? This one is, would you be interested in a discussion? I think you can do better. So my secret trick on this is to ask a SWIFT question. Now, if you know Factor 8, you know SWIFT, right? And anybody who loves it, type it in for me before I say it. But the whole idea of this introduction that we do is that you're literally hacking. There it is. Boom. Thanks, Sharon. Thanks, Andy. Sharon, I just emailed you, by the way. SWIFT means so what's in it for them. And the SWIFT intro literally hacks the brain of your customer and tricks them into talking to you. It's something called instinctive elaboration. And the trick of it is to ask a closed question that is rote. It is easy. You can't help but answer it. Ryan, how old are you? Now, you've got an answer in your head. You may have edited it before it came out your mouth, right? But I'm 50% of the way there. Right? Lauren,
My
how much
birthday was
do you
last
weigh?
week, so I did think about it for a second. I was like, wait a minute, how old am I?
Oh, right, yeah. Where do you live? Like super easy questions. When you ask those closed questions, you literally hack the brain of your listener and they start to answer the question. They can't not. Now they can stop it before it comes out their mouth. Absolutely. But when you ask an open question in the middle of somebody's crazy busy day, it is so much easier to delete than reply. Does that make sense?
Yeah. What would be an example of one you would want to do?
So I sell training, right? And what I would ask at the end is, are all your sellers inside? How many BDRs do you have today?
I just want to start a
You have BDRs
conversation
or
with
AEs,
you. Yeah. I just want to
right?
start a
Like
conversation with you. It's already working.
it's so easy for them to just quick reply. When it's really short and it's not full of an advertisement, I'm going to show you some examples, okay? And that you can go in then and they just quick reply. Oh, I've got AEs. Cool. Like it takes a couple more steps, but you get a ton more replies. I use this all the time. All right. I'm going to look at one more here, and then we're going to show you some examples that you can steal. We'll take the damn class and build your own. All right. Here's semifinalist number, I think it's actually 4, and I called it 5. I'm sorry for that. So as a CTO, authentication. Okay, well, there's some credibility. I liked that. That was pretty good. There's no question at the end here, though. Would love your feedback. So you're making it my job to understand what this is. Decide I want to give you feedback, not necessarily on anything in particular, and then reach out to you and offer you my precious time to do so. So what's in it for me? That makes sense, guys? It was close. There's a lot of good things in here, but now I
Yeah.
want you to compare it to the one I'm ready to call winner. Now, Ryan, they all came in on your platform. So you can tell me if you don't agree. But
Okay.
like I said, I made the slide, so I put winner at the top of this one.
I,
Here we
w- I
go.
was I was feeling Katie.
Yeah,
I was feeling the Katie email. I don't know who. Yeah, yeah.
folks, here's white space. There are greetings. It
We're
is short. I get what the value is. I bet I could change the question up a little bit, right? Just make it an easier yes. Remember the shots, right? I don't know how big the shot is I'm saying yes to. So help
yeah.
me see how small and easy it is for me to take this meeting. I've used a line that says, hey, we can find out in 5 minutes or less if you qualify. What's good tomorrow? Right? It's just nice and easy. Are you okay with this?
I think it's great. I'm trying to think about the question part, the worth considering for Q3, and thinking about what would I do to convert it to Swift.
What do you think?
So let me know if this is a good one. Tell me if this is bad, okay? Could you end with would you end something with uh what kind of prospects are you building a list for? Would that be an okay one, or is that not direct enough?
Yeah, I like that. I like that. You could even do one. Now try to take it to a yes, no question.
Um, do you want to make a list on a call?
You want to make a list together?
Yeah.
I like that.
Is that work?
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
I
trying to.
think so.
Swift's new to me. The Swift's new to me. I'm a Swiftie, so.
It's all right. It's all good. I love that you're a Swiftie. Why have I never used that before? I have an issue with my own marketing brand. This is your genius, Ryan. I
Thank you.
would say, are heads of marketing or sales your ICP?
Huh. Yeah, because
Do
you
that
get.
which
Yeah.
pitch, right? I used to have a rep who was amazing at breaking in to new clients. His name was Sean Shepard. And what he would do was go in with a question like that was wrong because he liked to get interrupted and corrected. People love to correct you. So you might say, your ICP are heads of marketing, right? Reply, no, they're in operations and in customer success. You just started a conversation. You got to reply. And that's what you're going. So a yes, no, and either or, a one-word answer, those are Swift questions. Let me give you some examples. Here are some you can steal. So I just wrote these. They are not from the Pitchfire. Folks, you're seeing a lot of white space. You're seeing personality.
Short and to the point too. You could say this on a call, right?
Oh, yeah,
I mean, that's the other part.
absolutely. When we do a Swift intro, what I would add in there is a little bit of value. That's what this one's maybe missing. The rising costs are real. They don't know who I am or where I'm going from yet. And maybe that's okay in a pitch, right? This is literally zero information about me on the first date. I'm just peppering you with the first question to get the conversations.
I like that you're getting in the trench with them too. Like I'm in XXS industry also. But I mean, I probably would have picked different letters, but but you know, the rising costs are real. Like I
So expensive these days. Oh my God, that was funny and hilarious. And sorry, terribly. I'm a
it's
horrible.
funny.
Terrible.
I do a training thing at UNH, and one of the companies I use, I block out their information, and it began with an F, so it looks like I'm just swearing in my example.
That's
Um,
what happened here. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. But
Look
this
at
is great.
Evan's
Yeah.
comments. Evan, the intern in the notes. Oh, it's like an English paper. There's a hook. There's a thesis. There's a proper outro. Here's another one. My credibility is we were at this conference together. The personality is I never went out drinking because I couldn't hang. The credibility is my company spoke on Friday about this. And the closed question is, do you run sales or marketing or both? Right? This is easy to reply to.
Yeah.
Good. Thanks for following what we do. Good to see you on our last webinar. You know me, right? It makes all the difference. People rate it hardest by 40%. That's a nugget of value. Does your team own prospecting or do you get leads passed to you? A one-word reply. So I think you guys are getting it. We can help you build your own. If you want to, hit the easy button here. Organize your day and your outreach in a way that you can customize them all the same, right? One of these was a conference follow-up. Do all of those together. You can use the exact same personality, right? Obviously, if you're not already, folks, this has to be in the cadence. It's going to take more than one message. Get to know them on LinkedIn. Don't pitch them. Send multiple emails, and calls have to be part of the cadence. And the easy button is become a pro in 30 minutes or less by taking the darn class. What we focus on in this class is doing less research to make more connections. It's going to wind up about $50 with 30% off. I can't do the head math, but go to factorate.com/planning. And here's a little feedback from folks like you who just love what it is that we're doing out there. I'm going to show it to you in a minute. But first, I'm going to show you the other easy button.
Oh yeah, that's us. You want to get some responses? I know a place you can go, everyone. We have a ton of people on Pitchfire now that you can go and send sales pitches to.
And it's fun. You go in and search for your ICP a lot like you would on LinkedIn. And then you say, all right, I'm getting out the company credit card. I'll pay $50 to try to pitch Ryan. Sure. Right? If that's all you wound up spending to get them, your actual cost of customer acquisition would go way the hell down. Right?
Last week or 2 weeks ago, I went to Utah and I bumped into a rep named Taylor Diamond who works at Zenny. He sourced a $17,000 deal from Pitchfire and they closed in 7 days. So he's pretty excited about it. Yeah, it was kind of cool.
You know, I went in and tried it before we agreed to partner and do this together. And I thought it was pretty fun. I found a good 50 people that I could pitch and decided, okay, well, I'm going to try it with 3. And I heard back from all 3, right? One said to me, gosh, you know what? I don't think this is the right time for us. Don't waste your money. I'm just going to decline. So I didn't have to pay, which I thought was really kind. The other 2 absolutely took my money. Listen, one of them is still in. So I thought it was pretty fun. Pretty darn fun.
And your pitches are some of the best we've ever had, by the way. So if you want to learn how to get those good pitches, those pitches you sent were some of the best we've ever had. So
you'd think I teach this for a living, right? I will tell you that one of the pitches I showed in here was mine, but I was very clear to not pick it as the winner. So do you know who wrote that, by the way? Can we use their names right now and congratulate them?
John Mazza would know. Mazza, do you know who wrote
All right, Mazza, get it in the chat. Who's our winner?
Let's see.
In the meantime, folks, I'm going to do a quick bonus chaser for this. I've talked about the Swift intro. If you get somebody who's reading your emails and you're ready to call and you actually get them on the phone, don't F it up. You've got to start with a better intro. And the Swift intro is our most popular class of all time. This is an example of what it looks like. Start with the name. This is who I am. Here is my value sentence. It's my Swift value prop. We're going to teach you how to build your own and look at these Swift questions that I have queued up. So that Swift intro is in a course 6-pack with planning for prospecting. There's also how to leave a message. You will get actually 3 to 5 people calling you back in a week. Seen it a million times. It's shocking and fabulous. You'll also learn how to overcome a brush off, right? When you know, when you're talking to someone, they're like, oh, I'm not the right person. Oh, I can't talk right now. That's a key skill to getting those conversations to happen. And also how to capture new contacts and qualify leads so you quit wasting your time. So here are some of the results that we can expect from going in and taking that class. Don't forget the code. Amy, put that code in chat one more time for people, will you please? Folks love that. And I'm going to show you what it looks like here in a second. But first, I want to tell everybody that there's a brand new Girls Club offering. If you are in sales, maybe you're a BDR, maybe you're an ISR or a new AE, we have a first time ever Girls Club certification class for sellers. This isn't about becoming a manager. It's about becoming a top level AE. We're kicking this off in October. And I mean, I'm sure you've heard the buzz, right? The secret sauce around Girls Club is that we get women promoted over 500 and counting. Let's put that to work for you. You get a mentor, you get a live cohort, you get 7 of these classes that AEs need. So if your company isn't teaching you how to do a demo, how to run an online meeting, how to do that deep discovery, and you need that to be successful, come to us. We are girlsclub.com/AE and get notified of when this cohort opens. So get this magic to work for you for the first time ever at the IC level. By the way, Ryan, you can't go to you can't go to girlsclub.com because that's a lot like the XXX problem we had before.
Oh,
right?
that's good to know. That's good to know.
Yeah. Don't go to that site at work. No, you're going to want to go to wearegirlsclub.com. All right. So do you want to announce our winner and tell everybody what they get before I show folks what it looks like to go get this training?
I'm trying to do the drum roll, but I don't want to max up and hurt people's microphones. So the winner was Devanshu Sinha from Scriptify. So kudos to you. You actually win $500 from Pitchfire. So we will send you $500 in Pitchfire, and you can do whatever you want with that. So keep an eye out in your inbox if you're here today.
Isn't that incredible? So what is the common, like, how much do most people charge to be pitched? $500 in Pitchfire gets them how many pitches?
So most people, their starting rate's $25 to respond to a pitch. Remember, you pay for a no as much as you pay for a yes. But the average pitch on Pitchfire is actually more than that because you can pick your own price of what you want to offer someone. Right now, our average pitch is $63. So some people spend more than that 25 to get a pitch in front of someone. And the more money you give them, typically, I think it influences them to be a little faster with responding as opposed to a lower end pitch. But try it out for 25. I mean, that's how many, I'm doing math really quick because I'm great at it. That's 40 pitches, right? Or no, that's 40 pitches if it's $25.
I'm really bad at math too.
Yeah. So you can go use that money on pitching. Actually, for the sake of the contest, I think they technically could just withdraw the money and put it in their bank account too. And if anyone here gets pitches, you should use Pitchfire as a buyer too. It's one of the nice parts about this.
So can you sign up to get pitched?
Yeah, every person, actually, if you want to sell in Pitchfire, one of the rules is you have to also list yourself in Pitchfire. So we do that a little bit because a lot of our market's full of people that work in sales and marketing. So you can kind of double dip. You can get pitched, you can send pitches. It's a happy little family.
It's kind of cool. I got to tell you, when you first told me about it, when it launched, I was like, that's never going to work. Right?
That's great. I'm going to go cry in the shower a little bit. That's nice.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I tend to just be nice and flowery and sweet all the time like that. But I thought, why would, and but I didn't get it. Right? You're opening up a brand new channel and you can be first to it. And congrats to the winner who gets to go do, I did the math. It's 20.
Sorry, I did
1,000, you said 400. I got out the calculator.
I think I thought it was 40, but I did it backwards. You're right. Because it's 25, not 20. But yeah.
And then I did it backwards, double. So that wasn't very good. All right, team, I want to show you how easy it is to come and take this class with me. All right. So I am on thesalesbar.com where you're going to see that you can buy a single shot course, a 6-pack, a 12-pack certification, or unlimited, the keg option. When you go into view courses, look at this. I can sort all different ways by role. But the one that we're talking about that I think is going to be great for prospectors and folks out there pitching is fill your own pipeline. It's a 6-pack we do for AEs. When you click on it, it's going to show you some of the results that we've seen. It's going to show you the description and what it includes and all the courses that you get. along with instructions on how to just go buy it yourself on the sales bar. So if you can steal your sales manager's credit card, do it. If you're a sales manager and you want your whole team to do it, email me instead, because I'll get you a discount and you'll get a special manager toolkit to help coach it. So here's a peek inside the bar, folks. I am looking at some of these classes inside the sales bar, a few others as well. There's all kinds of great stuff. There's my Swift Intros class. There's the manager toolkit that the managers use to coach it and give activities. Trainers use that too and love it. Tons more manager tools and activities. But down here is everybody's favorite, call library. So just like Ryan collected pitches for us, we collect calls. We redact them. They don't say XXS, they're just blanks. But look at these real sales calls. Folks binge these and love it. You can go listen to, what is that? 75, 85 people prospecting and doing those first calls and listening to the skills that.
Are those calls cold calls or discovery calls?
Well, it's organized by where it is in the sales cycle.
Ah,
So
wow.
here I am in prep and research.
Yep.
Here I am in prospecting. That was the one I was just scrolling down through. Here's discovery, proposing, closing, and farming.
Cool.
Cool, right?
Yeah.
So here's what a course looks like. As you go into each course, there's a video, but that's not the real learning. The learning is in the actual e-learning where it's interactive and fun. It's like gamification during it. Then you're also going to get some tools that go with it. Let me show that to you. So this is page 7 of the e-learning. And just like we do it in every couple pages, you got to answer questions along the way. This isn't the boring crap you had to take for sexual harassment and orientation. I've had a few bad slips today. For each one, you're also going to get a tip sheet with all the most important things to remember and a worksheet to go create your own. You're going to learn exactly how to go build your own. We're going to give you activities to go practice it. And we're going to show you exactly what good looks like. You can listen to 80 examples of it and our coaching of those people's, and you can score your own with the feedback cheat sheet. So that's a look of what you're going to get for what's $77 and 30% off.
I'm great at math.
Uh-huh. I know. It's like $1.50, right?
Hold on. It's like, was it, wait, what'd you say? What percentage off?
33%. I think it's about $20.
It's like 21, 22 bucks, I think, maybe.
It's 7. It's
Look, I was told this was a sales webinar. I was not told that this was a math exercise.
Yeah, invest $50 and go get great at this and go build your own prospects. And if you're really serious about getting more actual sales calls, take a whole 6-pack so that you learn how to not just get the meeting, but then how to make that outbound call and get them. So thank you for taking a look at that, Sandy. Yay, the sales bar loves you too. We have a lot of fun in there. It's great. Any final words?
On our end, if you're
where do folks go to check out Pitchfire?
If you're feeling frisky and you want to try and send some pitches on Pitchfire, I'm going to drop a calendar for Jeremy Levier on our team in the chat right here. If you book with Jeremy, he'll walk you through how to do a sales pitch. We'll give you some of LB's best practices passed over into writing a pitch for us and giving you a walkthrough on that end. And if you play your cards right, maybe, just maybe, we'll give you a free pitch up to $25 so you can try a pitch on somebody. We'll cover you. Just make sure you book before the end of today, because the free pitch, the way we're going to track that is by people booking today. So
yeah, but Jeremy, you only have to book the meeting with Jeremy today. You don't have to have the meeting.
You don't have the meeting with Jeremy today. I don't want to make his life hell and have to do a bunch of meetings with everybody that's at this webinar in one day. Though I think it'd be funny if we did that. It might be kind of fun.
That would be fun. So that would not be fun. But
yeah, so you use that link and grab time with Jeremy and we'll help you out.
Here's the deal. You are 60% likely to get a meeting out of this. So if you're getting judged for meetings, right, you can go and book this. You can go take my class and write the perfect pitch. Go try it, have a 60% chance of success, and then go long. So I'm going to hang out here for a couple of minutes. If anybody else has questions, thank you for joining us. And I hope to see you next month as well. Go to factor8.com/shots to sign up for the next ones. And if you want to try that Girls Club and learn about our cohort for top performing AEs, ready for that promotion? wearegirlsclub.com/AE. Cool. All right. I'm going to hang them in if anybody has questions, but I will stop the recording. Ryan, thank you.
Thank you very much. It's great seeing everybody. We'll talk to you soon.
Congratulations to our winner, right?
Yeah. Hell yeah. We'll be in contact. See you guys.